My name is Elizabeth Sultan. My son, Amari Sultan, committed suicide.
Elizabeth Sultan expresses the same grief as at least 19 others who have loved ones locked up in state prisons. In 2010, 20 inmates committed suicide, some after being placed in solitary confinement, commonly referred to as SHU.
Less than 24 hours after being transferred to SHU, Amari committed suicide.
Like 20% of his fellow inmates, Amari displayed signs of severe mental illness. It's a gray area advocates say the state is struggling to address. A growing inmate population that's legally fit to stand trial, but mentally unfit to cope with confinement.
Plenty of people with bipolar disorder perfectly competent, but they're not treated. If they're not using medication that's helpful, they can become very aggressive or become very depressed.
They shouldn't be in our prisons. There should be a different way of dealing with them.
The state's Boot the Shoe law, enacted in 2008, does place restrictions on when prisoners with known mental illness can be placed in solitary for bad behavior. Instead, they're supposed to receive psychiatric therapy. But advocates claim prison officials are finding loopholes in the law.
They hold two different hearings, and at the first hearing, the hearing officer finds him mentally ill and dismisses the charges, and at the second hearing, he says, you know, you're completely competent, and puts him in solitary confinement for 6 months.
Just how much additional mental health services would cost the state isn't clear. It already costs $36,000 per year to house and care for each inmate. But for Elizabeth Sultan, that extra care is priceless.
A prison sentence should not be a death sentence.
Reporting for YNN, I'm Solomon Syed.